ahead and skip.
Ms. Joy Beers, Mr. Wayne Wentz, Mr. Kyle Spots,
Here.
Mrs. Tina Champ,
Here.
Ms. Patricia Denicola, and Mr. Jonathan Cleaver.
Present.
And then, Steve, can you hear us? Are you there?
Looks like his mic's muted on his end.
I'm going to wait. Steve, can you hear us? Looks like you're still muted, Steve, if you're there.
There.
All right, Steve, can you hear us now?
I can hear you.
All right. Okay. All right, we can open it up to public comment on the agenda at this time, if there's anybody.
At this point, there is one, Mr. Bradley.
Oh boy.
Mr. Bradley?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, excellent. I just have one question for Steve, since he's on the buildings and ground. Good morning. It appears that this hometown team is looking at cutting sports, cutting busing, and raising taxes. I think it's despicable and a result of immoral directors neglecting their duty. However, let's prove that we're not, and let's identify the items under buildings and grounds that were purchased and recorded in the 2019 AFR under Code 4000, Facilities Acquisition, Construction, and Improvements, that totaled $3.9 million. And then secondly, I'd like to understand what the district is planning on purchasing in the 2020-21 budget, same code, for $635,260. Can you please identify those expenditures, sir? Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to old business.
I'm sorry.
Cell phone tower update. We discussed this at the last meeting. Was directed by the committee to follow up with AT&T. Any concerns with the installation or day-to-day operations? Reached out to the individual. He said there would be no impact to the school's day-to-day operations other than cordoning off the planned site during construction. He said he was going to reach out to his construction manager so he could get a better details about what the process would look like. As far as an agreement for the proposed rent, we would have to agree on a proposed rent. However, typically it's $50 a month is pretty typical installation like this one, and there'd be no costs to the school district. He again said he would confirm with his team, because I asked for a reference from another school district to see if they have a completed build on site at another school district, so I could touch base with them to see if there was any issues or anything like that. So still waiting on some information, but did follow up to see what impact there would be besides the initial construction. There should be no day-to-day impacts, and then we would be looking at receiving roughly $50 a month for a rental. And I will wait till I get some references and some other information. But I just wanted to follow up with the committee on that information. Automated logic service agreement. I have not gotten updated service agreement. I know they've been having some software issues, and the individual that does the agreement has been out for automated logic. So At this point, we do not have an updated agreement. I did reach out to them for the committee's request and ask them to lump the three schools together on a proposal and see what kind of options are out there for that. So once I get that information, we will discuss it at the committee level as soon as possible. Recreational fitness equipment contract. This is the bleacher contract that we discussed at the last meeting. Was asked to follow up with some other options and contact our insurance company. I reached out to the insurance company to see if this was something that they have done or do, that they include in their annual inspection. The insurance company said that this is not necessarily something that they do, but they do recommend the school district agreeing to this service contract, as it would provide a specialized group to perform the annual inspection, which is needed for the warranty to maintain on the systems. They did ask me to reach out to the company to get the necessary copies of the insurance and make sure that the qualifications and certifications of the installer meet the needs for the insurance company. So I have reached out to them. We did get a copy of their insurance this morning, and an individual is going to call me later to talk about the qualifications from the installer. So again, this is for the mobile bleacher inspections for the high school, middle school, and elementary center gymnasiums, which is needed to meet the warranties of those systems. So it's in the amount of $2,666 per year. Well, for 1 year, it's a 1 year agreement. So again, this was recommended by the insurance company. So once we receive all that information, we will send it back to the insurance company to make sure everything meets the standards needed, and then talk with the business office to see if it fits in the budget for next year. And if so, we will submit it for proposal to the board for approval. Elementary center playground area has been seeded with grass about 2 weeks ago, immediately. As soon as we got the items in, was down there a couple days ago, and the grass is coming in nicely in the areas that need to be. So we will monitor the weather and keep an eye on if we need to add water or anything to the area to ensure that the grass continues to grow. High school, middle school, elementary center, all similar. We are cleaning, getting through the classrooms, waxing floors, cleaning out lockers, and so on and so forth. High school is pretty much, moving pretty well, and so is the middle school. The elementary center is a little behind because of the timeline of locker clean out and stuff for the students. That was the last building to do it, so the other buildings were able to get a jump on it. So we're moving right along with those buildings. The part-time cleaners last day was Friday, June 5th. So we are working with our custodial and maintenance staff in those buildings to get the rest of the cleaning done throughout the summer. Heating control, athletic field grounds, heating control upgrade at the new field house. Followed up per the committee's discussion at the last meeting with McCullion HVAC, had a meeting with him on site to see, if there's some options or some ideas that he has that the district could use. And he did have some items. He thought we could, install some stuff or work on some stuff to be able to winterize that facility. So he's going to follow up with the HVAC end and the electric. Both of them are going to get together and set up a day that we could walk the building, and he could let us know exactly what kind of cost we would be looking at to install the needed items to be able to winterize that facility. Once that installation would be complete, he would be able to come back and show our personnel how to winterize the facility the first time, walk us through everything, and then basically turn it over to us from that point on to be able to winterize it ourselves. So big thing will be the cost, see what it comes back to, but he made it seem like he did not expect it to be anything outrageous at cost to install the necessary equipment to winterize that facility, and he wanted to walk through the entire building to look at it so he knows exactly what it's needed. So looking forward to that meeting with them to see what kind of options we have and what they could come up with to help us out on that building. And lastly, on the agenda for review equipment, we had the zero-turn mower kind of go by the wayside, which was sent to Ag Industrial for review. The roughly, we were looking at $6,000 for repair on that, so we wanted to reach out to some vendors and get some additional quotes. The quote you see there is from Hillside Small Engine. It's a 61-inch, which is similar size deck, zero turn, snapper mower. Price is $5,299. Our guys have been out to that place with some other work that needed to be done and looked at the mower and said that would fit the needs nicely. The other quotes we got were, if you could scroll down, Mr. Klieger, were from M&S, which we got a series of quotes for some options for various mowers, with the lesser amount being $7,606 for a 16-inch laser E series zero turn. And then the next series of quotes we got, you can scroll down to the next one, is from Andre & Son, which is the vendor we use for fertilizer supplies and other items for our facilities. Is also for a 61-inch deck, and their lowest quote came in at $6,530.99. In addition, I don't know if it's the Ag, his next quote, the Ag Industrial quote. Yes, so that's the quote for the one that Ag quoted us on, which was $14,381.73. So we received quotes from 4 different vendors with various options in those vendors. The guys in the back who will be using the equipment felt that the Hillside quote, which was the lowest quote, and the item that we were looking at fits the needs of the district. So that amount was for $5,299. So I will talk with the business office and see if that money is in the budget, whether it's for this year or for next year, to look at purchasing that equipment to replace the mower that is currently out of commission. Again, the cost to fix the mower was $6,084, and looks like we get a new one for less than that. That fits the needs, and the guys in the back would be happy with that size mower. So we would be looking to pursue the quote from Hillside as long as the business office grants us the go-ahead on that. Any questions from committee or on those items that we discussed, or any new business items worth discussion on the agenda this morning?
I have a question.
Yep.
Do we have attachments that would go with the old mower would they fit on this new mower?
The old mower was just a zero-turn mower. There's no attachments that are with that, so we wouldn't have to worry about that.
Okay. Another question, do we have enough personnel for maintaining the grounds and everything for the summer?
Yeah, at this point, we seem to be maintaining everything needed. I mean, we've been using the personnel we have since May, and it seems like everybody's keeping up with the needed items. What's helped is there's not as many, camps, clinics, and stuff that require field lining and painting, and striping at this point. So I think at this point, depending on when activities start up again, I think at this point we're in okay shape with the personnel we have.
Another question, I know it's probably under athletics, but I consider it grounds also. Are we open, meaning the stadium and that for people to use at this particular time?
Yes, the old stadium's accessible. The track and area at the old stadium's accessible, and the new stadium's accessible during I believe the hours. I don't want to quote me on the hours on the meeting because I don't know exactly what it's open. It's typically like 6 to 8 is accessible by the gate, by the pole building, I believe. So it's somewhere in that 6 to 8 range that it's accessible. And there's been some individuals using that facility in the morning. I see them walking and running along with the grounds in the parking lot areas. So that is accessible.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. We do have one of the attendees with a question. I'll go over to them. This is I believe it's Mr. Bradley again. Hello, Mr. Bradley, can you hear us? Mr. Bradley?
I cannot hear him.
All right, let's see. Hello, Mr. Bradley. I do have another. I'll go to Ms. Bose and see if Ms. Bose?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
Is there any more information on the roof for the administration building?
I'm sorry, on the roof, did you say?
Yeah, on replacing the roof.
We have not received anything. I know, Kyle, you had some preliminary talks, but nothing official as far as a official proposal or cost. Is that correct, Kyle? I don't want to speak for you.
Yes, that is correct. We're going to evaluate kind of where we're at budget-wise and stuff, and kind of, but we have not received official cost. I will get with the business office and see, where we're at with everything and pursue that. And I'll have an update for you by the next meeting, hopefully.
Okay, because I believe it was at the last meeting, it was stated it would have to be put out for bid, I believe.
Yeah, given the amount that we expect on that, it would probably require it to be bid out for that project.
Okay, that was my only question. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, I would attempt. Mr. Bradley? I'm not sure why it's not allowing him.
Yeah, it seems like it's still muted.
Yeah. Will not. not let. Yeah, I don't know why. Okay. Other than that, there's no other ones, no other individuals requesting to speak.
Okay, I guess at this point, next meeting will be Tuesday, July 14th, at 8 a.m. And then motion to adjourn the meeting.
I make a motion.
All right.
All right.
I will second that from the committee standpoint. It looks like everybody's had an opportunity to talk.
Yeah.
All right, I thank everyone for attending this morning and have a good day.